9SS are Year 9, and they've done a quick run-through of Macbeth, where basically we just got the story, we read 1 or 2 speeches, they acted out a few bits. It was very quick, we did it in a week. They looked at the Polanski film, parts of that, and now it's time to go back and look at the 2 key scenes that they have to study for the SATs. Yeah, you need your pencil case. Put your gloves and bags and everything else off. You take your coat off, Tamina. I'm going to, first of all, give you each a key quote, and it's going to be a chance for you to completely know and own that quote. I just want you to mutter it to yourself, not to anybody else. Just to yourself. Now, just turn to the person next to you. I want you to have a conversation just using your quotes, as if you're talking, but all you're talking is your quote. Off you go. 1 minute. Now, I just want you to say it to each other without listening to the other person at all. So 10 seconds where you're just jabbering your quote at one another, OK?
Thou shalt get king's diadem.
Stop! Can you just get up, please? Quick. I want you to say your quote out loud in a very persuasive tone of voice. 1, 2, 3. Stop! This time, I want you to whisper your quote as if it is a terrible secret. Very good. And lastly, I want you to swing round and shout your quote out as if you are suddenly terrified. 1, 2, 3. Have a little look. Just have a little look at your quote. And because you've read through the play once, I wonder if you can work out who spoke this quote. If you're not sure, you could check with your partner. If you think your quote was spoken by one of the witches, I would like you to go into the back of the room over there by the door. A witch, Macbeth, or Banquo. So was it Banquo or was it Macbeth? Yes, I think it's Banquo, because do you remember, is it the kind of thing that the witches would have said? You think it might be? Okay. When you hear the word murder, who do you think of? So, witches, could you say your 3 quotes?
Not so happy yet much happier.
Now, Macbeth.
Your children shall be kings.
So foul and fair a day I have.
Can we turn to Banquo's?
What are these so withered and so wild in their attire?
This group in the middle. Shall we help you sort out your quotes?
Come what come may.
Ooh, that's a tricky one. It kind of means whatever.
Do you think it could be Macbeth?
I think Macbeth's a very whatever kind of a bloke. OK, Parvinder, I think you're Macbeth. Thank you.
This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good.
I think it might be Banquo's, because Banquo was like the most shocked of when the witches say the prophecy.
My thought, his murder, yet is but fantastical.
I think it's Macbeth.
Yeah, I think it's Macbeth as well.
Which is the key word in this? My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical. Murder?
Yeah, but it was Banquo.
Murder. I know Banquo gets murdered, but he doesn't do murder.
He says it.
Oftentimes, to win us to our harm, the instrument of darkness tells us truth.
Try and work out what it means.
I think it's saying that sometimes the truth can hurt you, and well, it's better to tell a lie.
I think that's absolutely right.
I think it would be Macbeth.
You think it's Macbeth?
It's Macbeth because there's...
Well done. Over you go. What's really good about this is that our confusion is part of the play. Would you like to come out here? You be Macbeth. Genevieve, would you like to be Banquo? Lee, a witch, along with Elizabeth and Rama. They're going to read it through. That's your place. I don't think the witches are visible to them at first, are they? No. Any other suggestions of how Macbeth and Banquo should enter so that they don't at first see the witches?
They could be talking to each other as they're going past.
They could be in like a freeze frame, and then as soon as it's their turn, they could just sort of unfreeze.
Yes, they could just ride on their horses.
They could ride on their horses.
Each other on their horses.
OK, you start, Lou.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is it called to forest? What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire.
Right, stop there. What do you think we should advise at this point? Stacey.
Banquo should pause after he says forest, because when he notices the witches, he'll have to turn around and then say...
Good girl. Shakespeare's giving you a bit of time to wander onto the stage. Then you notice them. That gives you time to get up to there. Shall we try that?
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear?
Right, stop there. Lul, what were you doing? Because Banquo suddenly turns to you and says, why do you start and seem to fear? What does that line mean?
Looking scared.
Do you see, Lul?
Yeah.
You got a stage direction from Banquo's speech. You've got to look pretty shocked. In fact, when do you think he would really look shocked?
I think he most looks shocked when he says that he's going to be king, because that's like the most powerful thing he can be.
Anyway, why are you scared of being king? Now, Banquo, you're getting a little bit fed up, because it's like walking down the street with your friend. Someone comes up to you and says, Carlo, it's amazing, I've had this fantastic news about you. You're going to win £1 million, OK? You're going to on holiday in Ibiza, and you're going to get this huge, great, big four-wheel drive, which you can have for the rest of your life free. What do you think she might think, Chelsea?
What about me?
Exactly. We've had all this great news about him. What about me, OK? Which is...
Hail.
I think it's quite good doing drama because most teachers, they think they make you do writing because they think it's going to prepare you for the test, but doing this like interactive work I think helps you more. It makes it stick into your brain.
When you actually get to act it out, it's like your drama lesson combined with your English lesson, and it just makes it more fun.
You have to put yourself in the character's shoes, and when you're in the character's shoes, you have a better understanding.
I think it'd be just a bit more fairer if we'd swapped to do different parts of the same scene.
We see the opposites.
Great, well done. To give the
Favours and
Which kind will grow and which one not?
I'm going to set you off on a hunt to look for as many pairs of opposites or antitheses as you can find in that section of Macbeth we were looking at in the last lessons. You do this in pairs, and I'm going to give you 10 minutes to make a list. You can't expect these to jump out at you too easily. You've got to search.
Smaller and then the greater is bigger.
And you see how it draws attention to itself. It is there for you if you're looking.
and all your hate.
Oh, here.
We're stuck. You guys have you found any? Yeah.
Could I have one?
Not so happy being foul and yet much happier being fair.
You see, with the lesser and greater, it shows that
Lesser and greater than Macbeth. Where are you finding these?
in the book, it says which grain will grow and which will not.
Lesser, greater, yet much happier and not so happy. Wild and withered.
They liked the pair work. Every time I set them off on pair work, I wonder why on earth I don't do it much more. It allows me to go around and to talk to individuals, which is very, very useful.
I prefer when you work in a group because you get much more opinions rather than just two people, because if you agree, it's not going to be that interesting.
When you work in a pair, there's only two people, and that means you have a chance to listen to just both of you. But in a group, you don't always have your chance to be heard.
Chadney and Lee, do you want to start us off?
Lesser and greater.
Women and babes.
Lost and won.
Rama?
Which grain will grow and which will not?
What about you, Gemma?
To give thee, not pay thee.
Stacey?
Not so happy and yet much happier.
Good. Have a look at that list on the board. What do you think all those have in common? What's he trying to make you realise?
It's to show that there's two sides to Macbeth.
I think probably at the end of that little bit, though, I was questioning too much. They could do the research, but they couldn't really then make the leap about, well, why might he be using these opposites? And I think probably that was the moment for me just to say, this is a play about uncertainty and confusion and good and evil. To show that everything's not clear in life. Chelsea, can you take your cap off? What we've been trying to dig for is meaning, but there is another place that the meaning sits in, and that, strangely enough, is the punctuation. I'm going to ask you to read this as two groups. What I'm going to do is divide you down the middle. Denisa, you're over there. You're A. Shalimar, you lot are B. I want A to start. When you get to a punctuation mark, group B takes over. OK?
Two truths are told as a happy prologue.
Choral reading, I like it. It makes the point about punctuation better than any other way I can think of.
Smothered in sunrise, and nothing is but what is not.
Very good. Now you just showed me that the meaning lies in the punctuation. Here's the argument. He says, if ill, why hath it given me earnest of success? Elizabeth.
Saying, if this news that he's been told is so bad, then how come he has a good outcome?
Already. Good. OK. Why do I yield to that suggestion? Whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature. A huge, great, big, long sentence again. If people speak in great, big, long sentences, what sometimes might it mean? Yeah, would you just... Panicking. And if you're panicking, I just sort of went out and there was a... And it goes on and on and on until you can gather your senses. Has Macbeth ever, before this play began, thought about murdering the king? Yeah, Jade.
If someone tells you, like, that you're going to be Queen Miss, you wouldn't suddenly think of murdering someone. I think that's the idea's always been in his mind.
Because he thought of it so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very good point. Let's just read this speech, and you tell me if there's any more evidence. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Elizabeth.
He's been thinking about being king.
You're definitely on the right track, Genevieve.
Now, because of the witches told him like this, it's all come back.
Yeah, it's all come back. Macbeth has got inside his head. One of the things I'm trying to do the whole time with Macbeth is to arouse their curiosity. I showed them the speech where he says, my dull brain was wrought with things forgot. And I just wanted them to think, well, what might those things have been? So this is a stage production of Macbeth. OK, so we're just going to show you... I wanted to use the Anthony Sher adaptation of Macbeth as a way of bringing out the modernity of the play.
He didn't seem like the Macbeth that you'd think would be a king.
It just brought it to life more. You could actually, it was believable. You could actually just think it was real and just, you can imagine yourself being there.
It completely lost the person watching it, the army, and it was just too different from how I know the Shakespearean story.